Hey lads, Temps here, welcome you to a brand new squad builder, and this time around we have got a 450k hybrid with absolutely amazing players and some really good gems in there, and a few players that I've used already, and I'm going to have a second opinion and tell you if I back up my opinions on them players or I've changed my mind. So we're going to kick things off. In goal we've got the big man Joe Hart, and I have to say I've used pretty much most of the BPL goalkeepers, so everyone apart from Courtois, but Courtois will be coming up in a future team I plan on making, so he will finally be done. So Reus, check. I probably rank Joe Hart maybe 4th on the list so far. I think David De Gea has got to be the best. Tim Howard's really good, and then the Reus is up there as well. But Joe Hart was really solid. He pulled off some really good saves for me. You know, he got down to the corners nicely. He saved good free kicks. He was good in the air, and overall was a really good goalkeeper. Now in defence, this is where things look a little bit more tasty. On the left-hand side of the three centre backs, we've got Jerome Boateng. We've got Piers Mertesacker down the middle and Gary Cahill down the right. Now Boateng was absolutely perfect. He acted like a full-back and a centre back and a midfielder. He just was really good on the ball. He's nice and solid. He's strong in the air, pacey, and actually has got a really nice shot on him as well. So you know, from the corners, if it falls to his feet, he will get a good shot away for you and bang you a goal if needed. You know, I think he was a really good player, and I'm hoping maybe he'll get an inform and put him at CM, because that would be really tasty. But he has to be one of the best centre backs in the game now after his great performances for Bayern Munich recently. You've got his fellow German in the defence as well, Piers Mertesacker. I looked at his pace and thought, you know what, he's probably not going to be the best. He's there for chemistry. He was amazing. You know, his strength was just unbelievably good. And you know, I look at the guy and I was like, well, maybe it'll be a little bit iffy. Maybe he will get outdone for pace. The thing was, these defenders were trying to outpace him, and what he done was he just held them back, out-muscled them, and then Jerome Boateng and Cahill could just come and mop up and get the ball. You know, he was really good down the middle, a really good player, and actually I will use him again. And Gary Cahill, who is just another really good centre-back. You could have got John Terry, but I wanted a bit more pace, and I like Cahill on these games, and I'd have to say Cahill wasn't bad at all. Not the best defender in this team, but he did his job well, and he was solid. Now, centre mids, this is where things look a little bit more interesting. We have on the left side of the two CMs, we've got Gundogan, I think it's Ika Gundogan, and on the right we've got Tony Kroos or Kroos or whatever you want to call it. What a player Tony Kroos is. His long shots are incredible. One of the only players I can score long shots with, along with one of the strikers in this team. He is unbelievably good. You just get them shots away and he would just find the back of the net. He is just a dip on these balls, and also he's just a really good playmaker down the wing, solid balls. You know, it had the right amount of curl and drift, and it just flew through the air really nicely, and you could just rely on him to really help this team a lot. And Gundogan, another good player, good on the ball. He should be weak, but he's actually quite a good strength for a player his size, and he done really well and helped out the team nicely and really linked up with the left mid as well. And then wingers are on the right side we've got Willian, and on the left side we've got Marco Reus. Now originally with this team the plan was to have Mohamed Salah, and then one of my mates said, well, why don't you have Willian in there? And I completely forgot about him. I thought, you know what, this man, he could fit into this team very nicely. Marco Reus on the left hand side, he's an absolute animal. I mean, he's just on the ball, just L2R2 or whatever you want, LTRT. You know, he just does it. Skill moves are great, pace is blistering. I had the marksman trait on him, and he was just unbelievably good. And he is just one of the best players in this game, and I will be using him again. And maybe try him at a left forward role. On the other side, of course, Willian, I've already mentioned. He was really good as well, nippy on the ball. The only downside, obviously, you couldn't cut inside of him, but he used to just run round defenders, run square on, and just get the shot away, and he scored some nice goals for me as well, so he was a really good player. At the camera, we've got James Rodriguez with that 80 pace, 80 shot, 84 passing, 85 dribbling. You know, not a bad player. The only thing I can say was, when he was on the ball, he seemed to be okay on the ball, but his pace just wasn't good enough. He got the ball and he could drive a little bit, but after a while he would just get out-muscled, and that was just a little bit of a weakness for me. I like to have a cam that could be able to do things, and I've used Insigne there, and Insigne is a lot better for some reason. I think it's the fact he's just got that bit more pace on him. I think that's the only downside really to him. Otherwise, he's really good at setting up chances for the strikers. He's got a decent shot on him. It's just that he's a little bit weak, and you know, his dribbling's great, but his pace isn't really there, and if he was a little bit quicker, I think he'd be a lot better. I'm glad they put him at cam over a winger this game, because I think he suits the cam role a lot more, and he definitely has potential to grow. Strikers, now we have on the right side Loic Remy, and on the right side Karim Benzema. Now Remy, I've used him before. This is the first player I've used twice now, and I don't like him. I really don't like him. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I mean, his pace isn't bad. I mean, the only goals he scored were rebound shots. He doesn't really do much. I mean, he'll go one-on-one and he'll miss simple chances, and it's not like me. I've done finesse shots, power shots. You know, I've dribbled it around the goalkeeper a few times and somehow he still manages to miss them. His headers aren't good at all and he's just not very good on the ball. He just doesn't feel like the sort of player I want. But Benzema, on the other hand, for a player of his standard, what a player. 84 pace now, it feels like it's 95. Blistering player. His dribbling's good as well, but his shots are unreal. I mean, literally just blasting home from anywhere. He just rockets it home and it's an unbelievable thing. Take long shots with him and Reus. It's just unreal. And if you're with Reus or Willian down the wings, just pass it into his within I'd say 15 yards, and it will find the top corner of the goal. But guys, what do you think of this team? If you are going to go out and build it, how would you improve it? What do you think of my building? Do you think it's a good team? You know, I have to say it was really solid. On the bench, we've got Ruddy, who come in for Gundogan because, you know, he got injured, so I had to bring on a replacement instead of buying an injury card. But he wasn't too bad. But guys, if you have enjoyed, then please smash that like button below, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.